Hey, good morning, Saints. I'm just going to do a quick video that I feel is important. I hadn't been able to get on here in a couple of days. I wanted to run down a dream I had which pertained to Houston, and yes, I know about the flooding going on, so I thought I might put this out. I dreamt this on August 23rd. I dreamt that Oh, and just to let y'all know, I know a lot of y'all that have been following me know that I lived in New Orleans for about 17 years, but I was born and raised in Texas, and have a lot of people there. So Texas is an important state to me. So this pertains to me as well as significant, I feel, for other people that are listening. Okay, again, this happened August 23rd, so a couple days after the eclipse. I dreamt I was getting off of an airplane in Houston Airport. In the dream, it didn't say Bush or, Intercontinental or whatever. I just remember it specifically. I knew we were at a Houston airport. Everyone else got off the plane, but I sat there. I was in the middle of the right part of the plane. I was on the right side of the plane, which to me, the right significance, God's path, the right-handed path. And I was in the middle. And then I realized there's nobody on the plane, and maybe I better get off the plane. So I went to gather my things and to get my dog, who was on the plane with me, of course. But my dog did not want to go. And that was significant to me because pets can pick up. I think I said this in a couple other videos. Pets pick up on things that a lot of us don't. They sense things, that are wrong. Or, they get people's vibes. So she did not want to go, which is not like her to try to disobey, I guess. Usually she'll, if I say, come on, she comes right to me. But she wouldn't do that. And then the next thing I knew, we were taking off. And I look over, and I'm like, are we in the air? And we were in the air. And there was no windows, or either they were open. I think they may have been open. On my right, two of the windows were still open. And I looked, and I went to shut them. I turned, and then when I went to turn back, I went to shut them, and they were already shut. To me, that signifies maybe God's door, God's mercy door is shut. Because I'm getting a feeling that these people, of course, we never give up praying, saints. We never do. But I'm starting to get a feeling that if the people have not got it by now and be awoken by now, they're probably not going to. And so that was just significant to me that they were already shut when I turned. Then I said to the pilot, I have to go back. And first I waved at him. I did like this, and I waved at him, and I said, I have to go back. And he didn't answer. He just shook his head no. And then I said, no, I have to go back. And he said, we can't go back. And I looked and noticed that it was an old friend of mine that I've known since high school that I'd been talking to all these years up until a couple of years ago when he confided in me that he was hanging out with a witch in New Orleans. It's a whole nother story, but it's pretty freaky, some of the stuff he confided in me that he was doing. And he did a couple of mean things to me, which was the demons in him, which he even said he thinks something was wrong with him, y'all. His eyes were black when he was telling me this, and I knew it was demons. So, of course, I keep him in my prayers, but it was kind of interesting that he was the pilot. Now, in the dream, he was not evil. It was like he was his old self again. And he said, we can't go back to Houston. So I find that very significant as what's going on now. When I had this dream, it hadn't started flooding there yet. I don't even think they had talked about it hitting over there yet. So anyway, I should have come on and posted it, but at first I thought the dream was just for me because I'm from Houston. But now I'm starting to think, was this God's warning? Because he did warn me about Hurricane Katrina and 9/11, y'all. Anyway, And yeah, I got out of Katrina 5 days before everyone else because of God's warning. Okay, then after he said we can't go back, I asked, dude, I knew it was my friend, and I said, dude, how'd you get a job as a pilot? And he said it was easy. All you have to do is apply online at such and such website. And I find that interesting because it's almost like how the internet is corrupting people, right? I also find it funny that it was this particular guy that was the pilot, because in real life, he's an over-the-road, long-distance driver. So this could mean, significant for, we've gone the distance, now we're going to be getting lifted up, again, going into the air. Okay, and then I prayed to the Lord, what verse for today to end this with. I'm going to come back on because I've got a lot of revelation that the Lord's been showing me. Anyway, I opened to Micah. I don't know if I say that right. Micah, Micah, which I'm not real familiar with this, but I have read it several times. Chapter 5:12. And I will cut off witchcrafts out of thine hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. Micah 5:7. And the remnant of Jacob shall be as the midst of many people, as a dew from the Lord. The remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, the young lion in the flocks of sheep. Okay, so this is significant to me that I happen to flip open to this, because the Lord has been telling me, look around. Your enemies are no more. I wanted to also give a praise report on the gang stalking, y'all. The Lord has been blessing, as a sister in Christ says, my socks off over the past probably 3-4 weeks. I was freed from a demonic stronghold that I wasn't even aware of, and it was the spirit of anger, and I was freed from that on August 1st, and I had a sign that I was freed from it. As I was walking home after I was freed from that demon, from lots of prayer and fasting and just spending time with the Lord, basically not going out of my prayer closet except to walk my dog for 3 days. He blessed me and freed me from that. And it was things that I was harboring from my past when I was, real young, and wasn't even aware that was still in there. But he did a mighty cleansing, y'all. And I was walking home, I was like, I feel lighter. And something swarmed around my head. And I went to shoo it, and the Lord said, no, don't shoo it. I thought it was a locust, because also I wanted to tell y'all, the park was filled with locusts about a week and a half ago. I wish I would have wrote the date down, but it was, I guess, around maybe August, maybe 12th, somewhere around in there, to maybe the 15th. The whole entire park was swarming with locusts, and I've never seen that before. And but anyway, that's what popped into my head. I thought it was because it was something big, and I knew it was bigger than a bee or something. So I went to swat it, and the Lord said, no, don't hit it. And I stopped. This is at nighttime. This was after dark. And then I stopped and I looked, and what it was 2 hummingbirds were swarming around my head, fluttering around my head. And I thought, that's odd. I've never seen a hummingbird at night. And my mother loved hummingbirds when we were a kid. We had a hummingbird feeder outside our window, and I never saw them at night. So I took pictures of it, and interestingly enough, I'll post that in another picture. I don't have it ready right now on my camera phone. All the pictures, I took about 7 or 8 pictures, all of them, you can cut, because they flutter real fast, their wings go real fast, and so you can see kind of the shape of the body of the hummingbird in every picture, but their head is a streak of light. And in the background of one of the pictures, a demon was like a face of a demon was in the background, and the Lord said to me that the streak of light was almost like these are your angels. And these are our angels unaware. The demons are watching us, but so are the angels. And God wanted me to let the targeted individuals know that my gang stalking has slowed way, way down. And I believe it's because I let go and let God take that anger from me and sought him with all my heart, with prayer and fasting. And he freed me of that. I repented. And now I honestly, I know I've said it before that I feel sorry for them, but sometimes I don't feel sorry for the stalkers. I honestly feel pity for these people. They are filled with demons, the ones that actually are human. Some of them I don't think are human. And honestly, I really haven't even been noticing them. I'm sure a lot of them, I know some are still there because they still do their acts. You know, they'll still do their little acts. Now, at that point, I will notice them because it just gets so bizarre. You know, where they'll do like 5, 6 things all at once to get my attention. One time last week, because it wasn't working, I was praising the Lord and looking up into the sky and just smiling and noticing all the beauty that he creates that people don't even notice. And so I guess they got aggravated that I wasn't paying attention to their acts. So they threw a pair of little kids' red shoes in my path and threw a basketball at my dog and almost hit her. But they didn't, because the Lord swatted that ball away, I believe, because it barely missed her. I was like, oh, praise the Lord. And I just continued praising him. So I wanted to give you all that tip, that we're to focus on God, not on the stalkers. And they'll get less and less. Also, I wanted to ask everyone to start praying. Pray for your neighborhood as you're going about your day. Just pray. I mean, whatever the Lord, my prayers are just really simple little prayers. Call down, we as the saints, we as God's elect have the power to call down angels from heaven to clean house, and that's what the Lord is doing. He wants me to let y'all know that he is cleaning house, not to have fear, and to walk in peace, and that we do have a mighty power, and that's why we're so heavily targeted. And again, my targeting and my stalkers are way, way, way less. I'd say instead of 100% like I was getting, I might get 20% of it now. I just honestly don't even give them the time of day. So from now on, when y'all hear me on my videos, I'm not going to be talking much about the targeting. I'm going to be talking about what God is doing, and he's doing a mighty move. And also, this is something that just hit me. I've been focusing on, when are we going home, Lord? Are we going home? Oh, that's a sign we're going home. Of course, it says in the Bible that we're supposed to be watchful of that hour and day. For no one knows the day or the hour, though. However, we're not supposed to stop living. We're supposed to continue to spread the good news. So from now on, every day that I wake, I'm going to focus on what God's doing and not when. Of course, I'm excited. We're to pay attention to the signs, which he is giving us a lot of the signs, but not to make that our whole entire life. We're to make the most of every single day, and that is by trying to save the lost and focus on God and his will. Okay, that's about all I have for this morning. It's really early here. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, it is August 27th, 2017, and it is I started this about 6:15 in the morning. I don't know what time it is now. Okay, I love y'all. God bless y'all, and stay strong. Stay in prayer. Pray for our city. Pray for your neighborhood. Pray for your neighbors. Pray for your city. Pray for our state and our nation. Okay, God bless y'all.